Hello, good morning. A very good morning to all my viewers. Today I'll be making carrot halwa with jaggery. I hope you love this recipe and enjoy this recipe. It's freshly made gajar ka halwa. So for this you need milk, carrot, dry fruits, ghee, cardamom powder and nutmeg powder, beetroot and jaggery. This jaggery is patali gur, what is available over here. To start this recipe, we'll first need to add milk. For this recipe, I am using full fat milk. So first we will condense the milk. For this we will start the milk with boiling it and then reducing the milk. While the milk will get reduced, we will prepare the carrots. One liter of milk I will be separately boiling it because I will prepare chena out of it. That I will be adding at the end of the recipe, and that will give a very good taste to the recipe. This full fat milk will give a it will be quite rich in taste. So I'll be making this recipe with 2.5 liters of milk, and then another 1 liter I'll be adding it separately. So first let me put this to boil. The packet is slipping. This is a time consuming recipe, but you can do it while you are making something else as well, so that it will reduce your time in cooking. So I have put the milk in boil, and now I'll be adding it to the other one. So the whole recipe is made with full fat milk. I am not doing any brand promotion. I am making it in Amul Gold. By the time the milk will be getting boiled, I'll be preparing the carrots. Along in this recipe, I'll be also adding beetroot to it. Today I am using 1 kg of carrots, 2.5 liters of milk, and another separately I'll be using another 1 liter of milk to make chena. Chena is Indian cottage cheese. Since it's a full fat milk, the packet is slipping while I am taking out the milk from it. So this one also I'll put it to boil. So let me clear this space, then I'll start with the recipe. So all my ingredients are ready at hand, so I will be just using it. These are all washed. I'll just clean up the space. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Donut Lover. Today I am making carrot halwa, gajar ka halwa with patali gur. This is patali gur. This is usually available in Bengal. It is also known as khajur gur, made with khajur. Khajur is dates. And I'll be using 2 beetroots with 1 kg of carrots. So for this, first we need to cut the carrots and grate them. So we'll peel the skin so that all the roughage will be removed from it. By the time the carrots will be getting grated, the milk will get boiled, and then we'll proceed with the recipe further. We'll be also requiring ghee to this. Always use good quality of products so that you get a very good taste and you will enjoy the recipe. So we have cut the and always keep in mind while you are cooking, keep your concentration on the milk as well, or else it might spill off. So you can see I have just cut the head of the carrots, and I will also cut the head of the beetroot as well. Beetroot would add a beautiful color to the carrot halwa. You can separately make beetroot halwa just the way you are making a carrot halwa. Even that would taste delicious. Always keep in mind to keep mixing the milk so that it does not stick to the bottom of the vessel. What's this? And this is the milk I will be making chena. I'll be using vinegar for making the chena. Today I am making carrot halwa with beetroot with adding patali gur or jaggery. This is a sugar-free recipe. Jaggery is also sweet in nature, but it is healthier than sugar. And jaggery also adds a beautiful color to the dish. It will make it dark and it will look good. I hope you would love the recipe. So now let's start with the grating. For grating you need a grater. Welcome back to my channel Donut Lover. Today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. I'll be using patali goat which is available in Bengal. It's a speciality of Bengal and it is always available during winters. Usually I preserve the patali goat while I purchase in winter, and throughout the year I use the same. You can deep freeze the patali goat for a longer shelf life. So I have just organized my place so that, because you need a big space to do your work. While the milk is getting boiled, I'll prepare the vinegar solution so that it is ready at hand, because anytime the milk will boil and I have to be ready with it. So I'll be adding around 2 teaspoons of vinegar. If required, I'll be adding it later. This is vinegar and I'll add a little water to it so that you get a softer chena. So this is ready. I've just kept it ready over here. And I'll just add a spatula to it so that it is, because once my hand will be busy with grating. Just see at this point. For chena, I have kept the flame at minimum, and for this I have kept it at high flame because I need to boil it, and once it gets boiled I will simmer it. Meanwhile, I will start grating the ingredients. So how do you grate? This is a grater. Whichever grater you are comfortable with, you can just grate it with them. So you need to keep an eye on the milk as well. The carrots are quite thin and long, so these will be softer in nature. So the halwa, which will be the byproduct of this recipe, will really be very soft and delicious. You even get a much darker color ones, but this is the one which was bought today. Once the milk is boiled, we'll start with the recipe. Till then, we are preparing the carrots. It's a time-taking recipe. You need to relax and watch this, how it is being prepared. You must have seen many recipes. Many people make it in many ways, a variety of ways. We also make it with sugar. The color will be bright red in that case. And if you are adding jaggery, it will add a different color. I know the recipe is quite lengthy and you must be thinking, what am I doing with these carrots? But now I am just peeling off the peels of the carrot. These peels are a bit rough in nature, which will make the texture quite rough. That's why we are peeling it. You can use these peels for something else also. You can make a chutney out of this. You can make a dip out of this. These peels are also healthy. I have washed them nicely so I can use it to make a dip as well. Let me see if I will be using it or not. I'll just separately get the peels while I start the recipe. Once the carrots are peeled, grating will not take much of time. Yes, it will take, but since these are very thin carrots, it will not take much of time. It's 1 kg of carrot, 2.5 liters of milk, and another 1 liter I have separately kept it to boil. I hope you are liking the recipe till now. This is the proportion I have taken. And regarding jaggery, the amount of sweetness depends on you. If you want it too sweet, you can just accommodate the sweetness according to it. And if you want less sweet, you can also make it mild. It depends on you. Many people have nut allergy, so you can avoid the nuts in the recipe. You can just make it with jaggery or sugar, whichever you want. Some people don't like jaggery. So my carrots have been peeled. So I'll keep my carrot peels separately. I will not be using the beetroot peels because they look dirty. I don't want to use it in spite of coloring. So I'll separately keep it in a bowl for later use. I will also show you while I am free after starting the recipe, because there will be a lot of waiting time. Till then you can see something else as well. That's a surprise what you will be watching. Usually you need to multitask while preparing this dish, because there's a lot of waiting time, and what will you do by just standing? So instead, and you need to be in front of the flame as well. Keep stirring and ensure keep scraping the bottom of the vessel so that the milk does not stick. Once the milk will stick, it will give a burnt smell and the whole recipe will go in there. And I will also keep a karai ready. So that I'll be frying in them. So everything is ready. Now I will start grating. So I have kept the milk in low flame because while I am grating, I might concentrating on the milk and it might. Oh, I forgot the beetroots. Let me just peel the beetroots as well. Hello everyone. If there is any question, please let me know. I will answer them. Today I am making carrot halwa along with beetroots. The beetroot peels are quite thicker in nature, so you see it's taking a bit more time. The carrot was peeled very easily. It has got a thick texture, but this will definitely add a beautiful color to the recipe. This recipe today is being made for family and friends. It's a time taking recipe, but definitely the taste will be delicious. So my peeling is almost done, and now we'll start grating the carrots and beetroot. Once the beetroot and carrots are grated, we will just roast them in ghee. So you should use cow ghee or whatever ghee you have. If you want, you can use butter as well. Butter will give a different taste to it, but usually in India we prefer to use ghee. The peels of the beetroot is a bit thicker in nature and they are too rough. That's why I'm not using the peels of beetroot for any other purpose right now. I don't know, if you know any recipe, you can let me know. So the beetroots have got peeled. These are all washed and cleaned earlier, so I don't need to wash them any further. If you want, you can do it, but I don't require. So I'll use the thicker part of the grater. So I'll start with the beetroot first. There are only 2 beetroots I'll be using in 1 kg of carrots. My milk is getting boiled, you can see. You need to condense the milk. Almost you need to reduce it to half. Hello everyone, today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. I am using patali gur in this recipe. You can see this is patali gur, khajur gur what we call. It is dates jaggery. It is made with dates and they really taste delicious. You also get sugarcane jaggery which will taste something different than this, but it is much more delicious than sugarcane jaggery. But you can use sugarcane jaggery in this recipe as well. But this jaggery, khajur gur, what we call, is much more delicious and it has a different taste and fragrance. Nowadays you also get jaggery powder, but instead of powder we prefer to have the pure jaggery. So grating will take some time. Today I am making with 1 kg of carrots and 2 beetroots. So you will adjust the sweetness according to what you want, because carrot and beetroot are also sweet in nature. But while adding milk, you need to add some sweetening to it. So you can add sugar, you can add jaggery, you can add anything as well, or any other natural sweetener which you want, you can add in your recipes and have a sugar-free recipe. The bigger holes, you should always grate with the bigger holes so that texture also gives a good texture and it will grate faster. And if you grate it with the smaller holes, you can do it, but it almost gets a bit juicy. So since we will be grating so much in quantity, we will prefer to grate it with the larger one. It depends on your choice, but always grate in the similar manner because the cooking time will be same in that case. You can see the beautiful color of beetroot. It's looking so beautiful. Hello everyone, today I am making carrot halwa along with beetroot and jaggery. I am using patali gur, which is also called khajur gur, and it will taste delicious. You should always multitask while you are cooking, otherwise you will spend the whole day in the kitchen. So here I have already put my milk to boil and I have started peeled off the carrots and beetroot, and now I am grating them, and while the milk will get boiled, my carrots will be ready, almost ready I guess, and then we will fry the carrots in ghee and then add it to the boiling milk. To reduce the milk around 50% while it's getting cooked. The carrots and beetroot which will get cooked in the milk will taste really delicious and rich. Many people add khoa. Khoa is dried milk which is added at the end of the recipe. I will be adding chena to it. So I have separately boiled milk, 1 liter of milk to prepare chena. So you will know what is Indian cottage cheese while I am preparing the recipe. So you can see I have already grated my beetroot. Now I will be grating the carrots. So you can see, just keep them a bit slanting so that it is faster to grate. So you will have a longer texture, and once it gets cooked it will almost get small, but the texture will be definitely very interesting and delicious while you eat them. And once you make this, you can make several desserts with your own imagination and creativity. You can use it as a base for your cakes or as a filling for many of your recipes. I have tried them earlier and everybody was satisfied with the recipe. You can also use your own imagination and creativity to create enormous number of dishes with this recipe. Indian recipes are really very creative and used with the simple ingredients. They are usually simple, not much of complex textures are used. So if there are big pieces, you just take them and grate them. After grating this carrot, I will just check with my milk. I think the milk is getting boiled. Now I need to add the vinegar solution which I have made. So you will know what is Indian cottage cheese. After boiling the milk, once the milk gets curdled, we will strain the milk. So the residue obtained will be Indian cottage cheese. That cottage cheese, you can use it in your gravy recipes. You can use it in anything. You can add salt and pepper and use it in your sandwich. But today I will be adding it to my dessert. And believe me, it will taste really delicious. Any questions you can ask me, I will answer them. From which part of the country are you watching? Please let me know. Hello everyone, today I am making carrot jaggery halwa. Today's halwa is a newer special recipe I am making for family and friends. It's a time consuming recipe, but believe me, it will taste really delicious. Almost in every Indian household this is made during winters. This is a sugar free recipe. Instead of sugar I'll be using jaggery, and this jaggery is patali gur. Patali gur is usually available in Bengal. So I'll just check with my milk. Will boil. Still it needs to come to a boil. It is slightly sticking at the bottom, so I have lowered the flame. Hello everyone. So the milk is almost getting ready. So I'll just increase the flame and I will just keep an eye on this because I need to complete this part. So this is my vinegar water, which is I have kept it ready. So once it will start boiling, I will add it. So when you can see the bubbles, it's ready to get boiled. So this is Indian cottage cheese. So you need to boil milk. Once it gets boiled, you will be adding lemon water. Once the milk gets curdled, you will. So now you see it's bubbling up. So now we'll add vinegar water little by little. The flame is still on, so that you give the shock to the milk slowly. You will clearly see that the milk will solidify and the water will get separated. So that way is also really delicious and you can use it. It has got lot of proteins in it. You can make a drink out of it. You can add it to your curries. You can add it to your soup. You can make a dough out of that way. So now you can see this green water. It is separated. I'll add the remaining as well. So I'll just switch off the flame and you can see clearly. Wait, I'll show you much more clearly. The milk has solidified. This is Indian cottage cheese. So just in a few minutes, I will just stain them. Yeah, it's almost ready. So I have to prepare it for straining. Just give me a moment. So for staining, you need to be very careful. See. So now you can see I'll be staining the liquid. You need to hold the vessel with a cloth. Can you see? And be careful of the. I don't need the residue right now. That's why I drained it off. Or else you can retain the residue and then see inside. It has come out. So now we'll allow the water to stain out. You can see. We'll allow it to. This is Indian cottage cheese. It is so easy to prepare. You don't need to press it too much. It will come out of its own. And once all the water will come out, we'll use it in the recipe. We can just leave it and keep it aside here. So my Indian cottage cheese is ready, and the milk. To come to a boil. Till now it has, since it's 2.5 liters, it will take some time. Just keep stirring in between. So now we'll continue with the grating. There are a few more carrots to continue. I hope you can see the recipe over here. Yeah. So you need to continue with your grating of your carrots. Today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. I hope you are liking the recipe. It's a fresh and hot delicious dessert made almost in every Indian household. And patali gur or khajur gur, whatever we call, is usually available in Bengal during the winter seasons, and I usually preserve them throughout the year in my refrigerator and deep freezer so that the whole year I can use jaggery. I make tea with jaggery. I have almost omitted using sugar, except in recipes where sugar is demanded. I use sugar. Nowadays it's a new trend to use jaggery or any other natural sweetener because people are getting health conscious and they are avoiding sugar desserts. So this is one way of making sugar free desserts. But mind it, you need to have it in caution because jaggery is so sweet in nature. Anything in excess is harmful for the body, so you should be very cautious in your diet what you are having. And freshly made, neat and clean, hygienic food is really much more beneficial for your health rather than having food from outside made in an unhygienic way. Nowadays in the news you will always find that lot of shops have opened up where they are cooking in a very unhygienic condition, and they are using food colors, they are using chemicals to enhance the taste. At home you are not using them, or even if you are using it in caution. That is very much important. So it will take time to prepare recipes, but you can make them well in advance so that you can enjoy them guilt free. No any added colors are added because beetroot will already give a beautiful color to the carrot halwa, because when you make at home the color is usually light in nature, but beetroot will give a very beautiful hue, and beetroot is also good for your health as well. So the numerous number of ways you can use it in your recipe, it is much more essential. You can brainstorm how you can use it to make creative. Once you are using this creatively, you will get an interest in cooking as well. I love making recipes creatively in a different way. Some of the traditional dishes which I have learned from my parents, in-laws, and whatever I watch in the television or through YouTube, I like to make them at home and share my knowledge with all of you. This is an Indian recipe made with all Indian ingredients available locally. These are all locally produced ingredients, freshly bought from the market and then prepared freshly. This is a New Year special recipe which I am making, and I hope you would love it, and you can also make them guilt free. The carrots are tender in nature. So the milk has also come to a boil. So now it's already in simmer, low flame. So we'll allow it to simmer and we'll start. Once I complete my grating, I will start with frying the carrots, and then I'll add it to the milk. The whole process nearly takes 2 hours to make. I have tried to multitask in between so that it reduces my time in the kitchen. The same recipe can be made in a much speedier process. You put it in a blender and then you blend the carrots. You can boil the carrots and boil them in the milk, and then you can just grind it and make a paste, and then you can make. But this process for after grating will make it much more delicious. If you change your process of cooking, the taste will also change accordingly. So you have to identify which process suits you best or which taste you like. Process is same. You need milk, you need ghee, either sugar or jaggery. Use natural ingredients like dates, anjeer. These are all natural sweetener. So the quantity of these you have to adjust according to the recipe. This is a winter recipe because these ingredients are freshly available during winters. It's a seasonal recipe and almost every Indian household prepare this recipe. I hope you are liking it. Please let me know from where are you watching. Hello everyone, today I am making carrot halwa with beetroots and jaggery. So you can see now only 3 carrots are left for grating. These are long tender carrots. These are softer in nature. And always remember to keep your working area clean while you are working. And you need to reduce the milk by almost 50%. Today I have used 2.5 liters of milk and that I have put to boil, and I have made chena from 1 liter of milk. 1 liter of milk gives around 200 grams of chena, homemade fresh chena. So that chena is Indian cottage cheese, freshly made cheese, which you can use it for your recipes. You can make a sabji out of it. You can use it in your desserts. You can make paneer paratha. You can make any kind of fritters with it. It's really delicious, and you can just add salt and pepper, and you can add it to your sandwich as well. And it has got high protein in it. Nowadays you get chena, not exactly chena, a slab paneer which is ready-madely available in the market. You get it in packets. You just cut the packet and you can make a sabji out of it. And at many households they just boil milk and they just curdle them, and then add the residue. They make the residue and they use it in the recipes. Just 2 more to go, and then I will proceed with morning to you. Today I am making carrot halwa with beetroot. My milk has almost come to a boil and I am grating the carrots. Today I am making carrot halwa with beetroot and patali gur. I hope you are liking the recipe. Please let me know from which part of the country you are watching. I know this is a lengthy recipe. It is a time consuming recipe, but believe me, it will taste really delicious. Definitely you can, if you want to reduce your cooking time, you can reduce the quantity. You can make with 2 to 3 carrots as well. In that you will require less cooking time. Two more to go. Let me speeden up my process so that I will not keep you waiting for long. How do you prepare carrot recipes or carrot dessert? Please let me know in the comments, because everybody uses carrot in their food. So some have them raw in salad, cook them in their soup. Some make vegetables out of it. How do you love personally? Please let me know in the comments. and share your ideas. How do you make your carrot desserts? When my kid was small, I used to make carrot cake. So I usually make carrot cake with ginger, and they really taste delicious. The beautiful grated carrots added to the... So now you can see the milk has come to a boil. This is full fat milk. I have used Amul Gold for this recipe. So you can see it has come to a boil and it is simmering, and it will... I have to reduce them half, around 50%. So once this carrot is grated, we will roast the carrot and then add it to the milk. There is another process where you can directly add the carrots to the milk and allow it to boil till the milk totally reduces, and then you fry them by adding ghee. In that case, lesser ghee is used. Many people want to have less ghee, so they can use that process. And in this process, when you fry the carrots and then add to the milk, it gives a more brighter color. That's the only reason why I am frying. If I would have made it for myself, I would have done the other way around. But since I will be distributing this to my friends and family, so frying it and then doing it so that it looks much more beautiful. This is a special recipe which I am making. That's why I am making it live. Otherwise, I would have made a video itself, because I don't know if people will continuously watch the live. But see, this is a time-taking recipe. So you can also know the efforts taken while making this recipe. And this will be the actual output, which you will see at the end how it looks. So you can see the whole bowl is filled with the grated carrots and beetroot. So this is the last one which I am grating, and it's almost done, and we'll start with frying the carrots. It will not take much time for frying. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Donut Lover. Hope you are loving the recipe. Till now I have boiled my milk. I have made Indian cottage cheese chena, and I have kept it separately. This is Indian cottage cheese, which I have kept it for straining. I'll just keep it over here. So the water of the Indian cottage cheese is getting stained, and I will use it later for the recipe. I'll just show you how I will be using it. So my carrots and beetroot have already got grated. I'll just clean it up. I have used 1 kg of carrots and 2 beetroots. It's around, I think, 350 to 400 grams of beetroot in the recipe, and 2.5 liters of milk, which I have put them to boil, and it's put on simmer to get reduced till 50%. And another 1 liter of milk I have used for making chena. I have already made and kept it separately while I was grating carrots. So 2 things have been done. And now I will roast the carrots and beetroot together, and then add it to the boiling milk and cook it. And I have retained the peels of the carrot so that I can make something out of it. Let me see what I'll make. The peels can also be used as you can roast them in the oven and you can use them. Always remember to keep your working area clean so that anything if drops off, you can just use it. So this is done. I'll just clear up the area. the meanwhile, you just need to scrape this. So I'll just place this here. It's a small kitchen, so I need to tidy up the space when I start cooking for something else. Otherwise, the whole area gets messed up. And I prefer to work in a clean kitchen. I can't work in an untidy kitchen. So I'll just clean up. Just give me a moment. So now I'll be adding ghee. This is not any brand promotion I am doing to my channel. This is what I am using in the recipe. I am not doing any brand promotion. Please support to my channel if you really like the recipe. Today I am making carrot halwa. A dry spoon to take out the ghee. All ghee we will not add it together. Right now I have just added ghee for frying the carrots. Once the ghee gets hot, I will add the carrots and beetroot. Roasting carrots and beetroot will enhance the sweetness of carrot, and they will turn brighter in color. Meanwhile, I need to blanch the almonds. I'll just show you. Almonds and pista. The reason for blanching the almonds and pista is that I need to remove the skin. To de-skin, blanching will help them to remove the skins easily. This is almonds and pista. I will add it to. I'll heat them and blanch them. You just need to blanch it for a minute. See, I've put them to blanch. Once it boils, you just switch off the flame and then let it cool, and then you de-skin them and cut them into small pieces, and then you add them to your recipe. I hope you are liking the recipe so far. So now the ghee has got hot. We will add the carrots and beetroot. This process allows you to save time because the milk is getting thickening at the same time while you are preparing your carrots, grating them, and then you are frying them. So always multitask while you are making carrot halwa. It is very important so that you don't get bored while cooking this recipe, and it will save your time in kitchen. This is a lengthy recipe and it will take almost 2 hours to complete the recipe. So you need to keep yourself occupied in the kitchen. You cannot move away from the kitchen or else your halwa can get burnt. So just slowly add it to the kadai or vessel, whichever where you will want to roast them. And once it gets roasted, we will add it to the milk. Now you will watch at the beautiful color once it gets mixed up. 2 beetroot is sufficient. You can also make it in 50-50, but that will color it totally. It will become pink. But adding 1 or 2 beetroots to add a beautiful hue to your can see my milk has also got boiled, and here I am frying the slowly and steadily. Just don't use high flame and get burnt. You can see at the beautiful color, the orangish red color of the recipe. Once we add it to the milk, it will get more lighter in shade. Beetroot will add a beautiful shade to it. You can see it's getting roasted. So today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. I'll be using patali food in the recipe, which is available in Bengal. So you can see how the carrots is getting roasted. You need to deep fry, not deep fry, you need to fry them in ghee. You can also use butter to it, but ghee will taste much better. This is an Indian dessert, that's why ghee is being used. Usually all Indian desserts are made in ghee. Ghee is almost unsalted butter, you can call them. Nowadays in many desserts they add salt, but I will not be adding any salt to this recipe. This is a sugar-free dessert. I will be using jaggery instead of sugar. And this will turn the recipe more darker in shade because jaggery is brown in color. You must have seen, I have shown you how it looks. And this is a red carrot. If you are adding orange carrot, the shade will turn something more different. It will look different. So you can see my milk is boiling. This is 2.5 liters of milk, full fat milk. This will turn the recipe very rich and delicious. Keep stirring in between so that it does not burn at the bottom, or else it will taste burnt. So once my carrots are fried, I'll add it to the recipe and then you will watch. That is the climax of this recipe. The shade what it will give is really eye soothing. I love to see the beautiful hues of colors. I hope you would also love to see them. So just stay tuned to my channel and keep watching to see the climax of this recipe. Please comment from where are you watching this recipe and how are you liking it so far. So you can see the carrots have got softened a bit. It has reduced in quantity also while frying. I'll just heat up the flame. So you can also see my almonds and pista have got blanched. I will switch off the flame and I'll allow it to cool so that I can remove the skin of the almonds. The carrot halwa is getting cooked. So there are so many steps which you need to perform at a time and you can just do it while your halwa is getting cooked. And if you have time, you can cook some other recipe along with it. Let me see if I can cook something else. Because I have to keep an eye on this, that's why I am not turned to something else. I am just completing the first part because even after the carrot has got roasted, you will add it into the milk and you need to keep an eye on it. And you have to keep stirring it in between so that it does not stick to the bottom. So I have to stay in the kitchen so long. So now you can smell the carrots and beetroot as well. So roasting the carrots will remove the rawness of the recipe. You can see the water of the carrots have come off. At this point, I will also add jaggery. I'll show you how I store my jaggery at home. Let it fry. These are jaggery which I bring from the market like this. Small pieces. These are available in thermocol balls. I think nowadays they make it like this. So I'll remove them. And I need a very dry spoon so that no water contamination is done over there. I'll just give this one a roast. I will just add a little jaggery, not all at a time. So I have taken a dry spoon. I'll just wipe off my dry knife, sorry. And you need to cut them like this, small, you just pierce them. This was in the deep freezer, so I've just taken out because I had less. Because this I will now take it out from the deep freezer. I will cut them into small pieces and I'll just keep it in the refrigerator for my regular consumption. So now I'll need to add it to my recipe, so I'll just cut them. You can grate them as well, but I won't grate because it will automatically melt while I'll cook. So this way you can cut them small. So this is patali gur or khajur gur, whatever we call. It is made with dates and it is a speciality of Bengal. And nowadays throughout India you will find this. You can get it online as well. And this is usually available in winters only. Nowadays they put it in cold storage and they sell it throughout the year. So I'll add a little, around a handful, to fry the This will enhance the color, that's why I have added. In many recipes they show that they add sugar while roasting the carrots. So I'll just mix it and then now I will add, and now the climax will come. You just stay tuned to see it. The jaggery will melt with the heat of heated carrots. So now you can see the color has more brightened after adding jaggery. So I'll just separate this. You can have a closer look. So you can see the jaggery is getting melted. Can you see it, or else the vapor is making it a bit hazy, I guess. Not a problem. Just a minute or two and we'll be adding it to the milk. Meanwhile, stir the milk. So I'll adjust the camera so that you can watch how it will look. Scraping off the milk while it is sticking to the bottom is very much essential, or else you will get a burnt taste or a burnt stain. So this is done. Now it's time to add it to the milk. So I'll be adding to the milk. I switched off the flame. Even if a part of the jaggery has not melted, it will melt while I'll add it to the milk. So now see the climax of this recipe once I add this to the milk. Look at the beautiful hue. What can you see? The beautiful shade of the recipe. It's orange, it's pink, it's dual tone. Can you see the dual tone of the recipe? I am just loving the beautiful color. Now I'll add the remaining. So you can see the beautiful color and beautiful hue. This is the climax of the recipe. You can see the orange, you can see the red color. Carrot and beetroot together has made the color so beautiful. So I'll add the remaining. I hope you are liking the recipe so far. This is a time consuming recipe, no doubt, but the end result will really be delicious. So you can see the amount of liquid what is there, it will reduce. So I have used 2.5 liters of milk and 1 kg of carrots and around 400 grams of beetroot to this recipe. That means around 1.5 kg of carrots and beetroot, and we will reduce the whole milk. So at this stage you can also, while you are standing, you can increase the flame, but I will cook it in low flame so that it does not get burnt. Till then I will continue with my other recipe, because now I have to also de-skin them while it is getting cold. Till then I will just prepare my jaggery, so that I have to add more jaggery to it. But before adding more jaggery, we will taste it and then find out whether it is sufficient or not. Almost half of this we will require in the recipe. So I'll just cut them into small pieces and keep it ready. Because we will carrots take time to cook in the milk, we'll add jaggery at the end. A little I added only for brightening the color while frying it. The rest of the jaggery we'll add at the end. Usually when we cook for at home, we just boil the carrots in the milk and allow it to cook and add jaggery in the end, and then we add ghee. We deep fry the dry fruits and add it as a topping later on. That reduces the quantity of ghee. So you know, recipes can be made with less ghee and sugar as well. You can make sugar-free desserts as well by using alternate methods of sugar to make the recipe more healthier. This way you can preserve it in your refrigerator and it won't get spoiled. Usually I store jaggery for a year in my refrigerator. The portion, like one bowl of jaggery, I will just cut them into small pieces and I will use it for my regular consumption, and the rest I will deep freeze it. I just keep it in a Ziploc bag and then deep freeze, and whenever I require I take it out one by one. As you had seen, I had a bowl of jaggery. Nowadays they sell it like that. And this jaggery is quite clean. It does not have any dirt. In case if the jaggery is not clean and you will add it to the milk will split. But you always try to use clean jaggery. it will taste good and the results will be perfect. So just a little more. This jaggery I also use it in my jaggery tea. So it's early morning whenever I make jaggery turmeric tea, I just use for 1 cup I use 1 piece like this. So it depends on how sweet you want to have. I prefer a sweet one. My husband prefers mild sweet. So we just balance in between and make it. So this is ready. So when I am ready with the recipe, I'll add it. So I'll cover the lid and keep it aside. So I'll just keep it here. So just a moment. Okay, have a look. So today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery, and this is patali gur which I will be using in the recipe. I have added 1 kg of carrot and around 400 grams of beetroot. Beetroot has given a beautiful color to this recipe. It's looking orangish, pink, red, whatever. Now at the end you will get the final color of the recipe, and we will reduce the milk totally and then it will get ready. So in the meanwhile I will prepare with the other ingredients. We will de-skin the dry fruits. I'll use a smaller for the recipe. So now you see this is, don't waste anything, just scrape it off. This you, so you don't need a cloth or anything. I usually make it on a strainer, any kind of strainer you can take. This way you can use it as a drink, or you can prepare your dough out of it. Have you ever tried making this Indian cottage cheese at home? It ready, and we will add this at the end of the recipe. So today we are making carrot halwa with jaggery. In this recipe I have also added beetroot. 2 beetroots I have added. So this is a grated recipe where I have grated after peeling the carrots and beetroot, I have grated them, and we'll be adding this chena. See how we are crumbling this. So this texture is really very important when you add them. So we'll almost add it at the end of the recipe, not right now, and then you will see the color of the recipe. It will look something mind-blowing, and even it will taste much more delicious. Even if the pieces are small and big, it will hardly matter, but it will taste delicious. So this chena has been obtained from 1 liter of milk. So it is around 200 grams of chena. Any questions you can ask me, I'll answer them. And which part of the country are you watching, please let me know. So my chena is ready, my carrot halwa is getting ready. So you can see. So I'll just keep it covered till so I'll cover it, and now I'll just stain this up. So now you can see, I'll give you a close up. Can you watch? Let me just shift it here so that you can get all the view. Once this carrot halwa will start getting ready, you will see that it is just bumping up. So then you need to add a lid to it. Right now we are not adding a lid. Sometimes what we do when we are cooking, we'll just cook them, put it on low flame. We'll add a spatula so that it does not overflow and half cover the lid, and then in the meanwhile we go and take a bath or do something other household, and in between we just come and just give it a stir. But since I am making it for family and friends, I can't take the risk of it getting stuck at the bottom. So I need to stay in the kitchen while I'm doing. So you need to multitask in that case. So here now we'll start peeling the, so see how peeling the almonds is very easy. Once you blanch the almonds, peeling them is very easy. So we'll just separate and we'll put it this side. So quickly, if you can't use your nails, finger, we'll use a knife. That's why I've kept a nice handy, or else you just press it and it will come off. Later on we'll cut them into small pieces and then we'll deep fry and keep it aside in the meanwhile. You can also add them raw, but raw will taste something different, and since I'll be distributing to my friends, I'll deep fry them. That will give a beautiful taste. So blanching your dry fruits will help you to de-skin the dry fruits easily. Similarly, I'll just show you the pista as well. Just see how green it is looking. Nowadays the pista is also, the color of the pista is like this. Can you see? Pista, like the whole recipe is getting red and green, pista, the green color will add a real beauty to it. It will look beautiful. That's why I'll be adding pista. Usually people add kaju, badam, kishmish, that's it. But pista will add a little green in that orange color. So it will really look beautiful. Always remember that the color combination of foods what you are cooking should look good, and that will also let you create new recipes and you will enjoy cooking. And when you are cooking and the food looks so beautiful, you will want to cook more. That is a moral boosting for all homemakers. There are so many traditional recipes what we learn throughout generations. So this is a platform where I am able to share my knowledge to everyone who don't know or wants to know about my experience. I am sharing over here. You all also can benefit from it. I don't know how far I will benefit, but at least you all can benefit from it. If you like my recipe, do consider to subscribe and give it a like to my channel. And I hope you are liking the recipe so far. So you can see blanching the dry fruits makes it easier for de-skinning them. It's a very fast process. And once these are already de-skinned, we'll start chopping them. You can also use a chopper for it, or you can use a knife, whatever you want. Remember, I have retained the carrot peels so that I'll make the recipe out of it. I'll show you after I complete these. Carrot pudding, carrot halwa, whatever you can call it. Carrot dessert. This is regularly prepared at any Indian household. They have different ways of preparing it. They have a different combination, and this is the one which I have used right now. I'm showing it to you, and it will be quite rich in nature and it will taste yummy. the color is looking beautiful, and once prepared it will look much more beautiful than what you can see it right now. Beetroot, remember to give it a stir in between. Beetroot has added a different color to it. It has enhanced the brightness. From which part of the country are you watching? Please let me know. So you can see my pista is getting de-seeded, de-skinned. It's getting splitted. Not a problem, because in any case I will be cutting them and chopping them, and it will add a crunch. Deep frying the dry fruits will add a crunch to your recipe, and that crunch is really amazing. Sometimes people eat desserts for the getting that crunch. Sometimes people have nut allergy. They can avoid this nuts in their recipe and indulge in the carrot halwa itself without nuts. So it's done. So now I'll start peeling, chopping them. For this, let me clean up the space first. So you can see what's here ready. Any questions? I see nobody answering any questions. Or do you have no questions to ask? From which part of the country are you watching? Please let me know. So I have taken a chopper right now. So we'll start chopping and preparing the recipe. So you can see it slowly and steadily it is reducing. So we'll start with the almonds first. These are the almonds. So hello everyone, today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. I have used I have fried the carrots and beetroot along with a little jaggery and then added it to the milk. Separately, I have made chena out of 1 liter of milk and I have kept it aside. This is the chena which you can see. This is in cottage cheese and it is ready. And I have blanched the almonds and pista which I have de-skinned, and I am now chopping them into small pieces. After chopping, I will be deep frying them and keeping it ready to add it to the recipe at the end. So the chena and the fried dry fruits will be added at the end. In the meanwhile, we will be stirring the carrots and reducing it. I am cooking it at low flame because if I increase the flame of the recipe, it might get burnt at the bottom, and if my attention gets divided, so it might spill off and it will create a lot of mess as well. So always be careful to use a low flame while cooking. I am not promoting any brand. This is the ingredients which I use normally at home, and I am satisfied with the brands. This is an Indian dessert. It is usually prepared during winters, and all the natural available ingredients have been used in the recipe. Almost every Indian household prepares it during the winter season. it to the milk and we'll be reducing the milk totally. And after it reduces, we'll add the remaining jaggery, to add the sweetness to the carrot halwa. You can adjust the sweetness according to how much quantity you want. Kaligor or khajur gur, which is made of dates, and they really taste amazing and it will give a different taste. And the same recipe, if I make it with sugar, it will taste something else. So it depends on what kind of sweetener to have. You can have it accordingly. So you can remember to stir in between, and then don't allow it to burn. And you will see the carrots and beetroot will get softened. So that's why we cook it in milk for such a longer period. And this milk, when reduced, this is a full fat milk, it will become rich and it will taste delicious. So we'll add this in this. This will add a good crunch. Some pistas are very green, what we see in videos, but this one is a bit yellowish green, but whatever, it will give a beautiful hue when added at the end. So I'll finally chop them so that that beautiful green color will add beauty to the dish. Can you see them clearly? So right now I am chopping the deskinned dry fruits. I had blanched the almonds and pista because they had skin on it, and kaju and kishmish does not have a skin, so I did not need to blanch them. I love chopping, so you give me an amount of chopping, I will just chop them over and over again. That's why otherwise I could have used the hand chopper as well. It would also chop it, but I prefer to chop it by hand. Much more of washing is required if you use any other ingredient. So grated carrot halwa will taste much better than the one which you make with a paste, or if you grind it in a grinder, that will taste something different. Or even if you chop it, it will taste different. The size of the chopped vegetables also changes the taste of the recipe what you are cooking. So when you make a soup, if you see that grating the vegetables and adding to your soup, it will taste something different than the one which you have diced. I don't know why, but it happens. So it depends on which taste you like, you will do the same method, or you will apply the same method to make the recipe. So my pista has got chopped. Now we'll proceed with the kaju. Kaju is cashews. They are but this almond is better than kaju. That's why I've added more kaju in the dish, because I love them. Kishmish, you don't need to cut them because the shape size is good enough. It will look beautiful the way it is. What's this? So now we'll chop these. Keep stirring. Don't forget to stir in between. So we'll chop them slowly. Be gentle in chopping, or else it will fly here and there. So I'm chopping them. You can chop them as you want. You can slice them but always prefer to have a similar shape throughout the recipe. If you are slicing it, you will just slice it. I will keep a few of, I will keep them separate. I will prefer to keep them separate, so that when I will be gifting friends and family, I will just decorate it on the top of the rest. I will cut them in. Isn't it better idea? What do you say? So I have separated a little bit so that I will garnish it on the top of the prepared carrot halwa, and the rest I will be cutting it and chopping it into small pieces. This is a lengthy recipe and you need to have patience while cooking. You always need to do multitask and don't stay away from the carrot halwa or it might get burnt. So while the carrot halwa is getting cooked, always multitask and remain in the kitchen while it is getting cooked. Once you are complete with all the steps in between for making the carrot halwa, then you can increase the flame and then you can continuously cook. But what I am doing is that I am kept it on low flame, allowing it to cook, and I am preparing the rest of the steps in between. So once I am over with the steps of the carrot halwa, I'll be something else and I'll be cooking it, so that I will save my time in the everyone away from the kitchen and they are desperate to enter the kitchen. But I've kept, it's a small kitchen, so you can't keep people away from the kitchen for a longer period. But this is a time taking recipe and I need to keep my whole area clean, neat and clean as well. I will show you after some time, once I am free with this, that what I'll be cooking for lunch. It is half prepared and the rest. Hello. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel Donut Lover. If you are liking the recipe so far, if you like, do subscribe to my channel and give it a like if you are liking the recipe, and let me know from which part of the country you are watching. This is a New Year special recipe. Today I am making carrot halwa with beetroot and jaggery. This is patali gur or khajur gur, what we call, which is usually available in Bengal, and this really tastes delicious and it has a unique fragrance and color, and it's quite healthy. It's an alternate of sugar. You can also add sugar in the recipe, but this is a sugar-free recipe. I'll be using jaggery instead of sugar. So my cashews are also been cut, so I'm keeping it here. So all my dry fruits have been chopped and it's ready. So this is done. So this one I'll just slice it half. You can see I'll just slice it half. So this, once it is deep fried, you can decorate in whatever you make. This is for friends and family, so I'll be distributing them as a New Year gift. And I hope they would also love the recipe. So you can see, you just slice them. So today I am making carrot halwa with beetroot and jaggery. This is a sugar-free recipe and I hope you love the recipe. It's a time-taking recipe. It takes time around 2 hours to make the recipe. So far almost it is done. Only you need to reduce the milk right now, and once the milk condenses, we'll be adding the jaggery and dry fruits to it. So you can see. So this is the one which I will decorate, and these are the ones which I'll fry and I'll keep it aside. So in the meanwhile, you just keep an eye on my carrot halwa and see how it is getting reduced. You need to keep scraping the sides of the vessel so that everything comes out and it will really give a roasted taste. I'm sorry if I'm making any mistakes while commenting or giving you the instructions, but you can see the recipe so far, what I have done. Later on you can watch the video in my playlist, and this is how the carrot halwa is getting cooked. So we need to reduce the milk. So my chopping of the dry fruit done. I'll start frying the dry fruits. I am using the same vessel. Can you see? Yeah. I am using the same vessel to fry my bread. For frying the dry fruits also you will need ghee. We'll be frying it in ghee. I think there is a problem in the signal why it is connected all the time. So once the ghee is hot, first we will fry and keep it separate. Meanwhile, an eye on your carrot halwa which is getting reduced. Slowly and steadily it is getting reduced. I hope you are liking the recipe so far. So now we'll add the cashews in it and we'll fry it. Once the cashews are light brown in color, we will fry it and take it out. You need patience to create this recipe. Carrot halwa is usually prepared in winters because all the ingredients used are freshly available during this winter season. And they really, seasonal products are really delicious and tasty once they are cooked. You can use these recipes in various ways. You can make carrot halwa in many different ways. This is the one I have made in my own way, and it will be quite rich and delicious. Nowadays everybody has reduced the sugar consumption. That's why occasionally we prepare desserts at home, but whenever we will prepare it nicely. And since I will be distributing this, I will be cooking it in a richer manner. So you can see the fried cashews. So now we'll add the almonds first. So now you need to roast them on low flame. After the almonds, you will add the cashews and pista. So once you will see that they are getting roasted, we will add the kishmish also. Kishmish is also known as raisins, and they taste delicious in the dish. Any kind of desserts you add, not all desserts require kishmish, but children don't love kishmish and cashews and nuts. They avoid having them, so you can make the recipe without them as well, and you can separately add it to your own recipe. So the same recipe you can divide and separate, one with nuts and one without nuts. So you can see it's getting roasted. Once it will lightly brown, we will add the raisins. So you can see it is getting lightly brown. Even if it is less brown, it hardly matters. It will get, the rawness of the recipe will get over. So now you can see it is brown. You will see the raisins will get round in shape once it is fried. The rawness of the dry fruits will go away. So the dry fruits is ready. We'll just keep it aside. I'll just switch off the flame and leave it in this, and later on I will add it to the recipe. So even what you can see, the white part, it will get a bit more roasted. So this will add at the end of the recipe. So my dry fruits is also ready. My Indian cottage cheese is ready. My carrot is getting cooked. So you can see how it looks right now. From which part of the country you're watching, please let me know. Hello everyone. Today I'm making carrot halwa with jaggery. I hope you're watching. And if you have any questions in mind, you can write in the comments. I will answer them. So this is almost ready. I'll just keep it aside. Okay, I can transfer that in a plate as well. All the ghee and the remaining roasted dry fruits will get into the carrot halwa. I didn't want to waste them. Just scrape off all the ghee from this and then add it back. So the vessel has got clean, as well as all the ghee has come out from the vessel. So I don't need, I'll just clear out this thing. So you have seen how I have been preparing so far. I have roasted the carrot with ghee and then added a bit of jaggery. Now remaining jaggery is also there. So once the milk gets reduced totally, we'll be adding the jaggery along, and then we will add the dry fruits, and we'll add more ghee as required at the end of the recipe. In the meanwhile, I'll be adding cardamom powder to it. You can freshly ground use cardamom. Since I am having cardamom powder, I'll be adding in the recipe. This will absorb the flavors beautifully. The whole kitchen is filled with the fragrance of cardamom powder. I will also add a bit of nutmeg powder. Since I am having them, I am using it in my recipe. That's it. So the milk is got flavored with this cardamom and nutmeg, and they will really taste amazing. Keep scraping the sides of the vessel so that the carrot and the milk residue will thicken the milk on as it is getting cooked. So always keep scraping the sides of the vessel. So that is what we call condensed milk. It becomes like khoa, carrot flavored khoa, malai, what we call in Hindi. So keep scraping the vessel from the sides as well while cooking. And also the bottom of the vessel, so that the halwa doesn't get burnt from the bottom. From which part of the country are you watching? Please let me know. Carrot halwa is an Indian dessert. It is usually prepared in all parts of India. And there are a variety of ways you cook carrot halwa. This is the one which I am cooking, and it really tastes delicious and will be rich in nature, and it will taste amazing. Beetroot has added a beautiful end. Stay tuned to see how it looks and how it is being presented to my friends as well. This is a beautiful recipe. It's an Indian dessert. This is a New Year special which I am cooking. It is a time consuming recipe. It will take time to cook. I have increased the flame. Hello everyone. Today I am cooking carrot halwa with jaggery. I have added 1 kg of carrots and around 400 grams of beetroot to the recipe, and 2.5 liters of milk, and another 1 liter of milk I have used to make Indian cottage cheese, which I have separately kept, and I'll be adding it later on. Indian cottage cheese is chena, which we call. This chena can be used in various preparations, savory and sweet dishes. That adds an additional richness to the dish, and it tastes amazing. It's almost added at the end, not right now. I have increased the flame of the recipe. Any questions? So meanwhile my carrot halwa is getting ready. I had promised you to show you another recipe while we are waiting. So I'll just show you with the recipe what I'll be showing you extra. So this is the peels of the carrot. So what do you think I'll be doing with this? Any idea? Even I don't know what I'll be doing. Sometimes it's quite an extempo recipe which at the moment I just remember and I just added. So this is already washed carrot. I have taken out the peels for making the carrot halwa, around peels of 1 kg of carrot halwa. I'll just put it into a grinder and just keep watching what I'll be doing with it. So I'll grind these peels and then I'll convert it into a different recipe. What do you think I'll be making with these peels? Just comment it below to let me know what you think of what I'll be cooking further with this recipe. In this, first let me grind it and show you. In the meanwhile, you keep an eye at my carrot halwa and stay tuned to see what I am doing with the peels. Grinding the peels will take some. As minimum water I can use, I am using for grinding the peels. This will turn into an interesting, healthy. It took took some time, but this is what I got after grinding the carrot peels. So now you see what I'll be doing with it. I'll just convert it into a bowl. With this peels as well. This is the first time making, and this is my own innovative ideas because I have also used these kind of peels earlier. Peels of banana, peels of nenwa, jhinga, bottle gourd. I have used them to create various recipes, one of which is this one. This is the first time I am using carrot peels. I have seen in many videos they have been using, but now you have to watch what I will be doing with this recipe. So in this recipe, just give me a moment. So you do not need to wash the mixie. I'll be adding, you can cut them into small pieces and then we will proceed with the recipe. In the meanwhile, my carrot halwa is getting ready. Just chop them into small pieces so that it is easier to grind them and it will grind faster. I think this much coconut is sufficient. Do you want me to put more? What do you say? It depends on how you would like to taste them. A little ginger and green chilies along with it. This is a savory dish. At the end you will come to know what I am making with the carrot peels. I'll add a little salt. Around a quarter spoon of salt. And I'll also add amchur powder. You can also use lemon juice to it. And I'll just grind it and come back. Till then you can keep an eye on my carrot halwa. Stay tuned to see what is the final result of the carrot peels. So in this case I have not added any water right now. See, this is like a powder. I will just add a little peanuts to this recipe. Could you get till now what I am making? Any comments below? You need to find out. I can't guess what is going into your mind, but what are you watching? Please comment what are you watching? What am I making? Please answer. It's here you go. You can see now there will be a crunch in this recipe. We'll just clean up the lid because we'll be using it in the recipe. Now just stay tuned to know what I am exactly trying to do. This is carrot peels which I have obtained from making the carrot halwa. I have peeled the carrots around 1 kg and the peels I am using it to create another recipe. I have not wasted the recipe peels. So it's a no waste recipe where I have just added ginger, green chili, coconut in the recipe. So now just stay tuned to see what is going to go further. So since the quantity is less, I'll be using the smaller flame. I'll just switch on the flame while my halwa is getting cooked. This is a new recipe and I hope you must not have seen this recipe, or maybe you have done, I don't know. Please comment below if you have ever tried the carrot peel. So in this recipe I'll be adding mustard oil. Till now, could you guess what I am trying to make? Please comment below. I can't see any comments. Am I audible and visible? I think you must be guessing what I'm trying to make. So once the oil gets heated, we'll add an important ingredient in this recipe, that is onion seeds. Could you guess it till now what I'm trying to make? Keep stirring in between. After onion seed, there is another ingredient that will go into this recipe is ajwain or karawe seeds. Just add a little. That's it. Now next, what do you think will go into the recipe? That is carrot peels. So once we mix it, we'll add the carrot peels to it. So what do you think the recipe will taste like? So we will now just cook the carrot peels a little bit. We usually eat raw carrots as well, so even if it is raw it will not taste bad, but since we are cooking it and making it into a different recipe, we are cooking it. So I've increased the flame. Any guess? Please comment below. Carrot peels obtained from the grated carrots, which I have used from the grated carrot halwa, is being used in this recipe, where I am using the carrot peels, which is usually discarded, we throw away, and that I have used in the recipe. So we will reduce the water content of the carrot, that's why we are frying it, and it will also, the rawness of the carrot peels will go away in the recipe. So once the water is reduced, we will add the remaining grinded ingredients, where I have not used water. I have simply grinded it, and then it is ready at hand to be added. So you can see the water is getting absorbed and evaporated. And while grinding it, this is coconut, peanut, ginger and green chilies. So it's a no organic recipe. Now we'll add these dry ingredients into the recipe. And mind it, it will taste very delicious. So I've added salt in this. So even there are chunks of pieces into this, it will taste delicious. Any guess till now? Am I visible? So what is the color of this recipe looking like? Isn't it looking beautiful? So this is a new dish which you can create and you can serve it to your family. And definitely give this recipe a try. It's a savory dish, but still we'll be adding a pinch of sugar into this recipe. It's not required, but still the recipe demands it. A little pinch of sugar, not much. I've already added quarter spoon of salt into the recipe. I'll just scrape off all the do not add too much of water, because again reducing it will just a little water. If you want, if you take out all the ingredients from the mixie itself, then it's good enough, or else add a little water and take out, but it's not required. It has come off easily. This recipe will really taste delicious. Definitely give this recipe a try. So should I reveal the name of this recipe, what I have made? This is carrot bharta. You can use it as a carrot chutney. You can use it as a dip made with carrot peels. So it is a no waste recipe. So you can avoid wastage by using the peels of any kind of vegetables. These peels have got lot of vitamins in it, vitamins and minerals. So you can see how the texture looks. I'll just check the seasoning. It's really delicious. It's a no onion garlic recipe. If you want, you can add garlic to it, but it's not required. You just need to dry it a bit more. And I'll be just adding a little bit of salt. A pinch of salt. That's it. Nothing else is required. You can use this in sandwiches as well. It is a good kind of filling which can be used in sandwich or any other thing as a dip, you can use it with chips. You can use it with regular rice, dal. It will really taste amazing. So this is an extra recipe. While I am cooking the carrot halwa, I have utilized my time and the ingredients which I did not let it waste and prepared this recipe. I hope you got this idea of using the peels of carrot into a new recipe. So my recipe is done. So I'll chop the flame, and an additional ingredient which is added at the end of this recipe is mustard oil. You need to add this raw mustard oil at the end, because that gives a different taste and smell to the recipe. Raw mustard oil will taste amazing in this recipe. So you need to add it. So your recipe is ready. You just mix them and eat it hot while you are serving your food or lunch. So while I am cooking, while my carrot halwa is getting ready, I prepared another recipe, that is carrot bharta or carrot dip. Anything you can say. This can be used as a filling. It can be eaten like that along with rice, chapati, anything. So I did not waste my time and utilize my time, and all the leftover ingredients which would have been discarded, I'll just pour them in a bowl. I've just cleaned it, and so you can see this carrot bharta is ready. So this orange bharta, usually we have white potato bharta we use, and if you use bottle gourd bharta, it is green in color. If you use nenwa or pointed gourd bharta, it looks different. So this is orange bharta. So the color of the carrot is coming into the recipe. So if you want a different color combination of palette, in your lunch palette, dinner palette, whatever. So you can use this recipe. And we are not separately taking out the peas. We have used it in any other recipe, and these are the scraped ones which you can utilize to create when they are available. And you need to make them fresh. You cannot store these peas and make it the next day. So today it's available. It came into my mind, why not I show this recipe to you. And even in that case we will also have a healthier version, and I'll be having it at lunch. I'll just cook rice and I'll have it, because I have spent so much of time in the kitchen that my lunch is also still ready and not yet ready. So one portion of my lunch is ready. So you can see. I'll just cover the lid. So this is ready. So let's go back to the carrot halwa. Now what do you think I'll be doing? Still so much to go. It's already cooking on high flame. So now I have another recipe to show you. Just a moment. I'll just come back. I'll just clean up the space and proceed my recipe further. So I'll show you what I have half prepared. Earlier I was telling you that I have, while this is cooking, I'll just stir it up once and I'll show you what I have cooked so far and what is remaining. While it is, you can see with 3 potatoes I have bought, and it's chickpeas, so I'll be making chickpeas. For these chickpeas I have kept ready onions, tomatoes, ginger, garlic and green chilies. So I'll just keep this aside and I'll use a pan for it. Since I'm running out of time, I'll just show you how I am going to cook it first. I have just washed the coriander leaves and I'll stain the water. Because I knew that I'll be taking so much of time cooking this carrot halwa, I'll be cooking the rest. So I will need a chopping board. This time. So you can see my carrot halwa is getting ready, and I'll just chop my other ingredients. So I'll just cut a ginger and garlic and start with the recipe. Just roughly chop. You can put it in the mixie also, but mixie I have to clean up and it will take some time, so I thought of just chopping them as soon as possible. Even chopped vegetables will look nice. Please comment from where are you watching the video and how are you liking the recipe so far. It's a time taking recipe, no doubt, but the end result will really be delicious and it will be beautiful and awesome. Today it's a New Year special carrot halwa jaggery made with patali gur or khajur gur, what we call, and usually available in Bengal, and it really tastes delicious. I hope I am audible and you can clearly watch the steps I have been doing so far. And while preparing the carrot halwa, I have also made carrot dip, or I'll say carrot bharta, which I have used the peels which is usually discarded after scraping off the peels from the carrot, which was grated for making the halwa. So instead of throwing them, I used it to make a bharta out of it. So I grinded the peels, and separately I have added ginger, green chili, coconut, and peanuts, salt, and bit of amchur powder, and a pinch of sugar in it. And I have all mixed together and cooked it in mustard oil to remove the rawness of the bharta. And then at the end, a little more mustard oil, raw mustard oil, that will give a beautiful taste and smell to the recipe. So now, while the gajar ka halwa is getting cooked, I am preparing my lunch in chola. So I had boiled chola and potatoes together earlier so that it becomes faster, because this is a very time taking cook the chola. So just a moment, I'll come back. So I'm just short of garlic, so I'll be just adding a few more garlics. So the carrot halwa is getting cooked on a high flame. I was short of garlic, so I'm just peeling off a few more. You can make this recipe with ginger also. It's not required, but since I'm already adding, so you need to add some more. So today I'm making carrot halwa with jaggery. This is a sugar-free recipe. So an alternate of sugar, jaggery, has been used, and I'll be using mild jaggery, not much, because nowadays everyone prefer less sugar in their diet. So even if it is a sugar-free recipe, we would prefer optimum sweetness that is sufficient for making the recipe. But it should not be so less that it won't taste good. So you need to give the optimum. So little jaggery I have earlier used, and the remaining is left to be added at the end. So you can adjust the sweetness of your recipe by adding less or more sweetener to it. For sweetener you can add khajur, dates, anjeer, jaggery, sugar, anything, brown sugar, whatever you like. So I'm just chopping this. So while the carrot halwa is getting cooked, I am chopping off my preparation for lunch, and quickly I'll just finish off with this, and then at the end I will tell you what I'll be having them with. For that you need to stay tuned to my channel to know what I'll be eating this with. And it's a surprise, and I think when you will listen to it, you all will be tempted to make it at home. So this I'll just slit them largely, because at my home they will start shouting if I have kept it big. So now I'll just a moment. I'll just remove all these. So we'll start with the onions first. Can you watch clearly? Any questions in mind, please let me know. I can't see any questions. So I need to chop the onions, chop them. Just so you can see how many things you can make while preparing your. So this is why I wanted to show what I am making. And this is all extempo. I have not planned in advance, but yes, this was what I was planning to cook for my lunch. But once I started my live streaming, I thought how I will present, I was not sure. Means it's unpredictable that how I will be presenting myself. So extempo, it's that this is how I plan to do it. And it's really strenuous to talk for such a long time, and I don't know what to tell you, because maybe many of you already know how it is being cooked or how it is cooked. So these are traditional recipes which every Indian household cooks in their own way, and this is the way which I have cooked in my home. And I hope you would love this recipe and you see the end how it will be presented. That's my motto of this video, showing live that how you can multitask while you are cooking. It's not that always you are just cooking one thing and just showing that, but you also need to save your time in the kitchen, or else if you start taking so much of time, you will hardly enter the kitchen. So my motivation is that you can save your time and cook some interesting dishes along. These chopping onions gives a lot of tears into the eyes. So it hardly matters if it is small or big, you can just. So the main flavors of the onion, garlic, ginger and tomatoes is important in the recipe. This you can have it with rice, chapati, or you can make it into a chaat, you can have it with us, but at the end I will tell you what I will be having it with. For that, to know that, you have to stay tuned. So till so far I have made a carrot bharta. My gajar halwa is getting cooked. I just sticking at the bottom. Vessel. So whenever you are cooking gajar halwa, you always, or any other, you always cook in a thicker vessel. So always the bottom of the vessel should be quite thick enough. So this, and now we'll start the flame. So in this recipe we'll start with mustard oil. You can add oil as per your choice, but sufficient enough to fry the onions, ginger and garlic. So the first thing what we'll be adding into the oil once it gets hot is bay leaf. So what's the second ingredient you think I'll be adding after the bay leaves? Any guess? Please comment below. I can't see any comments. Any guess? So just lower the flame. So I'll be adding bay leaves. Just cut them, tear them into two, and then I'll be adding cinnamon sticks. This will add a good flavor and fragrance. An important ingredient is ajwain. Hing. Next chola, always remember to add hing to it. Now another ingredient which I will be adding is cumin seeds. So this is cumin seeds which I'll be adding, and that's it. Now we will proceed with the chopped ingredients. First we will add the ginger, garlic, green chilies, and we will allow it to fry for some time, and then we will add the onions. So we will just you can have the smell, you can feel the smell of ginger and garlic, and now it's time to add the onions. Always remember to keep your working area clean, so anything that drops down you can add it back. It's quite important, or else you need to wash them and add them or discard them. So once the onion gets roasted, we will be adding the tomatoes and the spices. So now we'll allow it to roast, and till then we'll just give this one a stir. It's almost getting thick now. You can see. Chopping the. So you can see the onions is getting roasted, and we will be chopping. Get small. So these are totally ripe tomatoes, so these will cook very fast. So the main flavor will come with these onions and tomatoes. You need to discard the head of the tomatoes. So this is the third recipe which I am cooking. I was supposed to show you only carrot halwa, and along the time it is getting cooked, I have already showed you carrot bharta, and now I am cooking chola. At the end of the recipe, and what I will be eating the chola with, and you will get to have it. And this is a New Year special recipe which I am making today, because on the New Year's I will be busy with something else. So I thought of showing this live today itself, because you all will be also enjoying your New Year in something else, going for a party, then nobody will be watching the live. We also feel happy when people like our recipes and they respond to it. Please comment from where are you watching and how well you are liking our recipes. It gives us motivation to make more such interesting recipes. I am not doing any kind of brand promotion in my recipe. This is my original recipe and I am cooking them as I cook regularly at home. This recipe has been made with the best ingredients, freshly available seasonal ingredients, and they will really taste amazing. At least I feel so. I don't know about others. Now, unless they comment, I will not be able to know their responses. It is a time-taking recipe, so you need to multitask while you are cooking. Otherwise, it will take the whole day to cook the recipe. So you need to multitask while. So my purpose of showing cooking three things together was to show how you can utilize your time in the kitchen. You can be more faster if you are having any helping hand at the moment, but I am doing it all alone, so I am taking my time and doing. You need not hurry. So I'll just keep them here. So now I'll chop the coriander leaves also and keep it handy. So once they get a little pink in color, I will just add the rest of the ingredients. Discard the yellow leaves because they won't be used. So we only need the green part of the leaves. So just finely chop the coriander leaves and we'll be adding it at the end. So how far are you liking the recipe? Please let me know in the comments. Today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery made with patali gur or khajur gur. As you know, it is usually available in Bengal. If you like the recipe, please give a like and do support the channel by subscribing it. It is a time-taking recipe. It takes around 2 hours to complete the recipe. Even if I want, I cannot complete it before that because it will take so much of time. If you want a good taste, you need to give time to your recipes. The more it cooks in milk, the more it will taste richer and creamier in texture, and it will really taste delicious. So my Indian cottage cheese is ready, my carrot bharta is ready with the peels, and I am now cooking chola and my carrot halwa is getting ready. Reducing, it has already 40% till now, I guess. Just scraping off the sides of the carrot halwa from the vessel. And mind it, the sides of the halwa you scrape off, and if you have them, it will taste much delicious even at this stage. So it has come to a point where I need to add jaggery. I'll just show you. In the meanwhile, my onions have got a pink. I'll just add a few spices. I'll just show you. So I'll be adding a bit of coriander, turmeric powder. It's really talking so much. A bit of cumin powder. Now I'll be adding around a teaspoon and a half coriander powder. I'll be adding black pepper powder. This is black pepper powder. And a bit of garam masala. garam masala. We will mix it. The aroma of garam masala is filled in the kitchen. It is giving a good fragrance. To this recipe, I will also add a bit of amchur powder. This will give a good sourness to the dish. At the end, you can have it with lemon juice also. It's around half teaspoon. This is a very small spoon. And you also need to add another ingredient, that is kasuri methi. You can add it later also, but I'll be adding a little at this time. Kasuri methi is dried fenugreek leaves. It gives a good aroma. That's why it is being added. So now at this point I will be adding the tomatoes, whatever is there. So once this tomato is cooked, I will be adding a little salt to this recipe so that the tomatoes cook faster. Half a teaspoon. This recipe you can have it with rice, chapati, bread, rice krispies, puchkas. You can have it with chapati, puri, anything, whatever you like. But at the end, I will tell you what I will be having it. Because it's still going in my mind what I will be having it with. Because my carrot halwa is going to get ready. I guess it's now almost 12 o'clock. I have not seen the clock yet. If you are liking the recipe so far, please let me know. Any questions? From where are you watching? Please let me know. So let the tomatoes cook for some time and then we'll proceed with the recipe. Meanwhile, I'll add the jaggery to the carrot halwa. Keep a watch how I'll be doing it. So first you start scraping the carrot halwa and ensure that nothing is sticking at the bottom, and then we'll proceed further. Keep scraping from the sides of the vessel, and now you can see how loose it is. So we need to reduce it. Halwa is totally a dried consistency, so no liquid will be visible. So now at this point we will add the jaggery which we had cut earlier. So I'll be adding around I think this much is sufficient. Later on I'll just taste it and then adjust the sweetness, because at a time if you add too much sweetener then it will get too sweet and I don't want to make it too sweet. So now this jaggery will get melted in the halwa itself. With the hot milk, the jaggery will melt easily. And our dry fruits are ready, and in the while that is getting the jaggery is melting, will continue with our chola. So you can see how you need to keep yourself attentive while cooking 2 or 3 things together. So you can see now the tomatoes are, you just crush them with your spatula, and now you see what I'll be doing. So as you know, I have cooked the cholas with potato. So I'll be using this potato in the recipe. That's why I boiled them in the pressure cooker, and I'll add it in the recipe. It's hot. And now I'll mash them here. So the tomatoes and the potatoes will get cooked together itself. Just mash it with this will thicken the gravy. You don't need to add anything else for thickening, and it will also taste nice. You can chop them into small pieces also, but I am not using my hands to chop anything. I am just chopping it in the recipe itself. Just be careful because the bay leaves often spill off outside, and the oil also spills along with it. You can burn yourself, so be careful while cooking that. So my carrot halwa is getting ready on the other hand, and I am cooking chola together so that I can save my time in the kitchen. So you can see it is getting fried. Just keep mashing so that the tomatoes and the potatoes both, and even there are bigger pieces, it hardly matters, it will taste sufficiently good enough. So once these are mixed up properly, we will just change the flame and we will cook it on the other side, because we need to boil the chola. So I'll just start the flame over here. So you can see I have put that on fire. Now this is almost cooked, and I need to scrape this one also. This is a very long recipe. It takes around 2 hours. I don't know how long I have been cooking, but 2.5 liters of milk you need to dehydrate and condense it. So slowly and steadily you need to do it, and you should ensure that it does not burn. And mind it, the taste will be amazing. I have added 2 beetroots in 1 kg of carrot, and 2.5 liters of milk, 1 liter of milk separately. I have made chena, which is Indian cottage cheese, and that I will be using in the recipe further. So you need to keep a watch till the end to know at what step I have been using it. So this is almost done. Once it starts leaving oil, I will add it to the chola. Because this pan is small enough, I cannot add it here, so I'll do the opposite. I'll add it in the pressure cooker itself. So you can see, with one recipe you are getting so many ideas of cooking, and these are all extempo. I have not planned it earlier, but this is the actual reality what we do at our Indian household. There is no scripts. Whatever is coming into my mind, I am talking to you all guys, and this is how the steps are being done, and you can watch them. From which part of the country are you watching? Please let me know. I cannot see any comments till now. So this is almost leaving oil. So now I will cook it with so I'll just switch off the flame, and I'll just turn this way. So now I'll be adding this into this recipe. So you can see not very much oil is there. The oil was sufficient enough to add to the onions and tomatoes. Now I'll just mix this. So whatever spices, and we need to boil them nicely so that whatever spices I have added will get mixed up with the boiled chola. Chola is chickpeas. Many recipes are being made with this chola or chickpeas. Many people like to have boiled peas. In India, preferably people use it to make chola, chutney. I'll just add a little water in the pan. You can see a little water, and then I'll scrape the spices. Nothing is going to waste. So you just scrape off the pan with a little water and just you add it to your recipe. It will get boiled, so nothing goes to waste. Usually in the videos we discard these portions that we are scraping off. So now you can see I will just check the seasoning if more salt or anything else is required. It's sufficient. So now it will cook in this and we'll allow it to boil. Thickness of the gravy depends on you, whether you want it thick or whether you want it thin. So now we'll scrape the carrot halwa as well. So now we need to reduce the flame of the carrot halwa because it is peeling off. So carefully just keep scraping and then use this. We have to check the sweetness of the carrot halwa, so just I'll take a spoon. You can just taste, let it get cooled. It is sweet enough, so we'll allow it to cook and reduce till the final presentation will do, because once it gets reduced it will get more sweeter. It's optimum sweet. Scrape off the sides, it will make it more thicker. What happens when the milk reduces? It reduces in volume. So you will see that it was in the top and it has now reduced. So the layers have developed on the sides of the vessel. You just need to scrape them. These scrapes will taste very delicious and it becomes granular in formation. At this stage we'll be adding the Indian cottage cheese because it is now almost getting done and it's reducing. This is Indian cottage cheese. So we'll be adding this, and now you see the texture, how it looks. So all the sweetness will be absorbed with the Indian cottage cheese as well. That's why I waited for such a long time to do this. So now at the end you will know that how much more you need to reduce. There's more time to reduce. I think it will take around 15 minutes more. Looking at the quantity, if I cook it on high flame, it will reduce, but it is peeling off, so I can burn myself, so that's why I've reduced the flame. Because once it starts getting thick, it starts jumping off. Look at the color. How is it looking? Isn't it looking tempting? Even if the chunks are big or small, it will look beautiful. And all the sweetening, if you want, you can add a little bit more of jaggery into it, but I think I will skip it. I'll wait till the end to check the sweetness again, but right now it does not require. I think I'll be adding a bit more of cardamom powder to it to enhance the flavor. And a little bit more of nutmeg powder. So adding the powders at 2 stages is also essential, because while you are cooking, the aroma has already been absorbed in the air. So now the residue will have an additional aroma. And while cooking, the carrots and the milk will absorb and the quantity is quite enough. So that's why I had given it in 2 parts. So you can see it's how thick it is. It needs to get more thick. It should not be of liquid consistency. Halwa is a dessert where it is totally dry. The milk will solidify by cooking and evaporating. This evaporated milk will really taste more delicious and rich. And both, while we are dropping, both the milk and the carrots will be mixed up. This is a long recipe. It's tiring, I know. I've got tired of speaking so much. I never speak so much. But the recipe is so delicious that I could not stop myself from sharing it with you. Because while I am cooking, this will be a memory that I have shared my knowledge with you all. It's a time-consuming recipe and you need to multitask. In the meanwhile, don't forget your chola, because that also you are cooking and you need to give it a stir. It is also sticking at the bottom. Just keep scraping. Because we have added boiled potatoes, onion, tomato, it starts sticking at the bottom. So you can see the chola is also ready. Not much of a time. Okay, if you always need to boil for at least a 3 whistle, around 15 minutes, you just boil the soaked chola. With chola, around 1.5 cups of chola I had taken, and I had overnight soaked them in water. Sufficient water has to be taken, and then throw away the water, and then you boil it with fresh water and add salt and turmeric to it to get the yellow color. In case you want to make a black chola, you need to add anardana seeds to it while boiling, so that will add a black color to it. In that case, you need to omit the turmeric powder so that it does not reduces the black color. That's it. So now we'll be adding the coriander leaves. The recipe is done. The more you add coriander leaves, it will taste good. The fragrance of coriander is really refreshing. So my carrot bharta, my chola is ready. At the end, I will tell you what I will be having the chola with. Not right now, you need to stick to the end to know the secret. So my chola is ready. I just cover the lid and keep it aside. I'll just cover the lid. So now we get back to the carrot halwa, see what the condition is. So my chola is ready, my Carrot bharta is ready. See the color, it's looking orangish. The first time I have made with peels of carrot, and they will taste really delicious. It's a unique recipe. You can use it in your sandwiches. You can have it with chapati. You can make paratha out of it. You can use it as a filling, anything. In this carrot bharta, I have used the peels of the carrot which I had grated and taken out from the carrots I used for the halwa. So the peels obtained from 1 kg of halwa was used in the recipe. In that I have grinded ginger, green chilies, coconut and peanut with salt and bit of amchur powder. And I have fried it in mustard oil, giving little bit of hing, onion seeds and ajwain, and then adding the mixture along with the coconut gratings, and then I have mixed all with a pinch of sugar and salt, and at the end I have added raw mustard oil. That gives a unique fragrance to the carrot bharta. And the filling is really mind-blowing. It is healthy. You are avoiding any waste. It helps in reducing the waste, kitchen waste, and you are cooking a good recipe out of it. And if you like it, you can make again and again whenever you are obtaining such peels. Since the peels were in large quantity, I was able to manage to make that. If it is 1 or 2 carrots you are peeling, then with that you will be able to make very little in quantity. But even that is good enough. That's a good way of utilizing the waste, kitchen waste, converted into a healthier recipe. So now you can see the carrot halwa is almost getting thickened. You have to wait a while. So how you are liking the recipe, please let me know. So today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery, and this is the recipe. It's almost going to get done, but you need to reduce it a little bit more further. At this point I will now add a little of the dry fruits. I will not add all, I'll just add a little. There's a lot of ghee in it. I'll just wash my hand. So now look at the color, how it is looking. When you are adding the pista, can you see the close up? It's coming a shadow a little. So you see, when you are adding the dry fruits, this green pista is giving a beautiful hue. And what about the kishmish? Kishmish almost gets vanished, and the cardamom and cashew, the almonds and cashews, they are white in color. So pista is a must as per me, because I love the beautiful green and orange color. That's why I prefer to add pista only if available at home. It gives a very beautiful color. So half of the dry fruits I have added right now and cooking it. I think I'll be adding a little ghee as well, so at this point, so that it starts getting roasted. And this is a very crucial time. The flame a little bit. I'll be adding a little more ghee. So adding this ghee will allow it to roast while it is getting thickened. So this will add another. It will enhance the flavor. Do not add all ghee at once. Add little by little how much it is required. Unnecessarily, you don't need to add too much of ghee at a time. Now we need to thicken. I've increased the flame because I have stopped everything and I'm just now concentrating on this because this has almost come to an end. At this point it is very easy to get burnt, so you need to be very careful that the bottom is not sticking, or else the whole burnt taste will come over in the halwa. So you need to be very careful while cooking this halwa. Beetroot added, 2 beetroots with 1 kg of carrot has given a beautiful color. It has enhanced the color of the dish. Otherwise the carrots would have looked dull. And beetroot is also a very healthy ingredient which you can add it to your desserts as well as savory dishes. This is a long recipe, it requires a lot of patience. I have increased the flame and I am now reducing the milk. So you can see you need to stick to the end. I will tell you what I will be having with the chola and how I will present it to my friend. That's why you need to stick to the end. Now it is getting reduced. It needs to get reduced more. So I have added more ghee to it. I'll just check the sweetness once more. Just it will cool for some time. It's sufficient. I don't need to add any more sweetness, because if it reduces it will get more sweet. There's a little more time. I'll just clear up my space by the time this is getting cooked. I know you need a lot of patience while cooking this. So I'm just removing all the items. I'm back. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I was just organizing a few things. So you can see now it is getting thickened. It is on high flame. I am reducing the carrot halwa right now. It will take a little more time. Any questions, please let me know. You need to scrape off the, you can see I have cleaned the sides of the vessel as well while cooking. That gives a granular texture to the dish. Even when milk solidifies, it gives a good texture. I'll be just back. How do you make carrot halwa at your home? What ingredients do you specially use? Maybe something different than what I have prepared. Please let me know. You can share your knowledge in this platform as well. It's a good idea to exchange knowledge with each other. So you can see the carrot halwa is getting cooked. Now we are thickening it. So 2.5 liters of milk we have been thickening since we have started. Around 9:40 I have started the recipe. And now it's 1:45. So it's almost so you can see it is thickening. This is a long recipe. It will take so much of time to cook the recipe, and the end result will be really delicious. It will take a little bit more time. Just keep in moving. Just give me a moment. Hello everyone, today I am making carrot halwa with jaggery. Now it's almost going to be done. I am reducing the milk right now. All the ingredients have been added today. While I was cooking the carrot halwa, I have been multitasking. I have not wasted any parts of the carrot. I have used the peels as well, but in a different recipe. After peeling the carrots, I have grated the carrots and used it in the halwa, and the peels I have made carrot bharta. You can rewind and watch the recipe later on in the playlist. It is an interesting recipe where you are not wasting any ingredient and you are creating a healthy dish which can be used in sandwiches, parathas, or you can use it with rice, chapati, anything. So it's almost getting done. You can see the milk content in the halwa is almost thickened. Anytime it will get completed, I'll be adding a little more ghee. So you have seen how much ghee I have added. So little by little, as required, you will be adding the ghee and you will be roasting the carrot. At this stage, when you are adding the ghee and roasting it, the flavor will change at all. It will change. So you can see. So you can see, the whole house is filled with the aroma of gajar ka halwa or carrot halwa. This has been made with patali gur, which is usually available in Bengal during the winters. I usually preserve the jaggery in the refrigerator, and I usually use it for a year. For using a year, most of the jaggery is kept in the deep freezer, and part of it I just keep it in the refrigerator, which I use regularly. Means whenever you require, you just take it out from the deep freezer, cut them into cubes, and then put it in the refrigerator. That will enhance the longevity. So the whole year stock we keep it in our refrigerator. Sugarcane jaggery is almost available throughout the year, but this patali gur jaggery is only available during winters because it is perishable in nature. That's why nowadays cold storage also keeps them. So many people buy it from the cold storage, but I would prefer to refrigerate it at home. We can deep freeze it. Only if you have so much of space at home or in your refrigerator, you can do it. So now it will reduce a little bit more further. So you can see how it looks. Beetroot has added a dark color to it. I am reducing the milk. 2.5 liters of milk have been continuously being reduced. 1 liter of milk I have made Indian cottage cheese and added to the recipe almost at the end. And jaggery has also been added. You add the quantity of sweetness as per you require. Don't go with others' recipe. Use your own taste buds to make the recipe. Almost you require 3/4 to half of the quantity of sweetness depending on the quantity of carrots and milk you are using. Nowadays people prefer mild sweet. Do not make it too sweet or else you will not be able to indulge the carrot halwa in a pleasant way. This recipe is a time taking recipe. If you have patience, you can make them, and it's totally hygienic and clean way of making carrot halwa. Usually people prepare it in large quantity because it takes time and then they consume it within a week. It will remain fresh. This is a New Year special recipe which I have made for my family and friends. I hope you would love this recipe. It has almost come to an end. It will take some more time, and once it gets cold it will get thicker. So I'll add a little more ghee to this recipe. This recipe almost took around 200 grams of ghee. I would rather say 200 to 250 grams of ghee. So this is carrot halwa with jaggery. This is a New Year special recipe. I hope you love it. This I am making for my family and friends. Stay till the end till you know how I'll be presenting it to my friends. I'll be gifting them with this recipe as a New Year gift. It will thicken a little bit more. what's cooking today is carrot halwa with jaggery. I just need to clear up the kitchen so that now I can proceed with my last bit of suspense which I have left with you. Are you ready to hear? So this is almost done. A little bit more. It's been cooking on high flame, and be careful because it splutters up. Any questions you can let me know. From which part of the country you are watching, please let me know in the comments. This is an Indian dessert usually prepared in all Indian households. It's a time consuming recipe. If you have time and patience, you can cook this. It will really taste delicious with all freshly available ingredients have been used to prepare this. Keep scraping the bottom of the vessel so that it does not get burnt, because this is a very crucial time. You cannot leave it alone. We're almost done. Can you see what the color is? It's got a beautiful color. If you add more beetroot to it, it will become more darker in shade, because it was 1 kg of carrot and around 400 grams of beetroot, and the carrots were red in color. Red carrots have been used in this recipe. Get more thick. I think I'll be needing a little bit more ghee in this recipe. You will see the glaze of the carrot halwa. Once you get that glaze, it's sufficient. So full 250 grams of ghee has been used till now. So now you can see the smell of the roasting of carrot halwa is filled the room and kitchen. So now you can see the glaze. Keep roasting. It will start, whatever ghee you have used in the recipe, it will start releasing it. Then you will know that the halwa is ready. So you can see all the liquid of the gajar ka halwa is reduced. Completing it within 2 hours, but it has taken more than 2 hours. You can see a little bit more ghee will be required. Don't add too much at a time, or else it will become too rich. Just enough so that the flavor of the dish is intact. See, adding this, the color has changed. I think this is sufficient. Now no more ghee will be required. So we have added almost 250 grams of ghee in 2.5 liters of milk and around 1400 grams of carrot and beetroot. And about one third, I think around 300 to 400 grams of jaggery I have used in the whole recipe, not more than that. You can reduce or increase the quantity of jaggery as you require. So now you just see the bottom of the vessel. It's totally free, nothing is sticking. So you have to be very careful at this point so that it does not get burned. I'll be just back. So you have to remain till the end, till I will tell you what I will have the chola with. And you will get tempted to have this during this new year. I'll show you what I have made till now. This is the carrot peel bharta which I have made. This can be used as a filling and be used as a bharta, and in the, can you watch? This is the chola I have made for my lunch because it's almost 1 o'clock and we'll need to have it. And this is an interesting thing, puchka. So we'll be having it with puchka and chola. Only thing, I will need to make the water. That's it. So after completing my gajar ka halwa, I'll be making that later on. So isn't it looking tempting? Gajar ka halwa, chola, puchka. And stay till the end, you know how I will be presenting it to my friends. So my halwa is almost done. I'll switch off the flame. It is almost releasing the ghee in it. Since it will remain in this vessel for a longer time, it will release all its ghee. In any case, whoever will eat, they will heat it up and eat it later on. Sorry, it was in a different direction. I did not. So you can see, I'll just show you a close-up. If you can see, this is the close-up. So at this point, I'll be adding the dry fruits. Not all. Means I have added in 2 stages till now. I will mix them. Just wipe up your fingers in the hot vessel. All the ghee will come off. Because this has also got ghee in it. So I am mixing them. So now you see, this is the way I will be presenting it to them. So I'll just keep it here so that you see how I will be doing it. I think I'll be needing a plate. One at a time, I'll just take a plate. Can you see how I'm doing it? And this I will just in the center. Isn't it looking tempting? So now I'll go with the other one. So indulge making these lengthy recipes and share it with your friends and family, and let them also enjoy who don't cook enough at home but would love to enjoy. So just add it in the center. Isn't it looking tempting? Do you want to have some? So another one. So these are for my friends. I would be sharing these with them and hope they would love this recipe. That would be the biggest ever gift for me, that they like the recipe. So now the remaining ones we will be having it. So I'll add the remaining. I'll just show you the end. I'll just add the rest of them. Add the all, scrape up all the ghee from this. See, so much of ghee. See, it is getting more darker and darker as it is getting cold, and you can see inside. That's the main thing. You will know that it is done. It is leaving off the vessel. That means your whole gajar ka halwa has been cooked nicely. Once it is leaving and there is no liquid, that is the significance that it has been cooked nicely and it is ready to be served. Hot gajar ka halwa will taste really delicious and it is really good. You can cover it with the lid and keep it aside. I'll just show you the final presentation, how it looks. I'll be presenting to my friends. Here you go. See. Isn't it looking and tempting? Thanks for watching. This is gajar ka halwa or carrot halwa with jaggery, and it's a time taking process which I took around 3 hours to complete this dish, and it's really worth making, and you share it with your friends and family together. Have it and enjoy it this new year. This is a new year special recipe I made today. It's almost the end of this new year 2024, and we will be enjoying this new year with this recipe. So bye bye for now, and thanks for your patience for watching so long. Thank you. If you like it, give it a like, thumbs up, and do share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Bye for now.